Hey there from the Organic Balcony Garden channel. Today I've got some fresh tips and important things to know about our little garden. You know, in a way this channel is kind of like a crash course in growing your own organic fruits and veggies. So everything I show and explain here is stuff that'll help you for life. So don't forget to subscribe and follow along if you haven't already. And of course, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment and tell me what you think about my balcony garden or share your own ideas. So this year, I planted my strawberries directly into the soil. Now, just a heads up, the first year, they don't produce much. But once spring rolls around again, they'll start producing strawberries all season long. You just need a little patience. Strawberries love to send out runners. Those little arms that reach out and create baby plants. If you want to multiply your strawberry plants, just guide those runners into a small pot of soil and let them root. In about a month, you'll have strong, healthy, new plants ready to go. But in my case, I've already planted plenty of strawberries, so I don't need more. That's why I cut the runners off, so they don't keep stealing energy from the main plant. And instead of tossing them out, I just drop them onto the soil in a large pot. They'll break down naturally and feed the soil. That's what I call organic recycling. All right, time for this week's tip. If you're like most people, you probably drink black tea, right? Or maybe herbal teas, green tea, whatever your favorite is. At the end of the day, it all comes from plants. So here's the deal. Don't throw out those used tea leaves. Instead, just take the leftover tea, leaves, and water, and pour it right at the base of your plants. Black tea especially acts like a little moisture-retaining blanket on top of the soil, and over time, as it breaks down, it helps enrich the soil with organic matter, especially humus. You can do this regularly, no problem. And when the growing season's over and we dig up our plants, that soil's gonna be richer than ever. Let's move on to another quick tip. In one of my earlier videos, I mentioned using pine cones to help retain moisture in the soil. Well, now you can actually see the difference. Here are two pots, both with the same number of pepper plants. The pot with pine cones? Still moist. But the one without them? The plants are clearly much thirstier. So yeah, those little pine cones really make a difference when it comes to keeping your soil from drying out too fast. It's been about 2 months since we planted our pepper seedlings in the soil. And guess what? Time for our very first harvest. The peppers are doing really well and they'll keep producing right up until the weather starts getting close to freezing. When I harvest, I always pick the biggest, ripest ones first. The smaller ones, I leave them for the next round. And honestly, that next harvest will probably be in just 3 days, because these peppers are growing like crazy right now. So far, we've been talking about all the fun and exciting stuff. But now, let's get into something a little less fun. Pests. Yep. Sadly, as the weather gets hotter, pests like aphids start showing up on cucumbers, peppers, and tomatoes. And if you don't catch them in time, they'll slowly suck the life out of your plants without you even noticing. These cucumbers right here? They've been taken over by something called spider mites. Super tiny, hard to see, but incredibly damaging if left unchecked. My green peppers got hit too. 3 different types of aphids, and these ones are big enough to spot with the naked eye. In situations like this, you've got to act fast. If you don't step in quickly, you could lose your plants in no time. I try to grow all of my plants 100% organically. No chemicals, no synthetic pesticides. And for the most part, I've been sticking to that. There's actually a well-known natural pest remedy that's been passed down for years. A mix of onion, garlic, red pepper flakes, and natural soap. There are tons of different versions of the recipe online, so I gave it a try. And honestly, it helped a little. With the visible aphids, sure. But unfortunately, it didn't work at all on the spider mites. Those tiny red ones you can barely see. In the end, I had no choice but to use a chemical pesticide, even though I really didn't want to. So, yeah, that's been our one little downside in this organic balcony garden journey. For now. If you have a solution for this issue, please leave it in the comments and see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and like.